Hi, this is Nicholas Bell with IONCINEMA, here to review Come True, the sophomore film directed by Anthony Scott Burns, who also serves as editor, writer, and cinematographer, and kind of a lo-fi, conceptual science fiction film that is very pleasantly surprising, especially if you've seen the preview, which of course doesn't give anything away. It premiered at the 2020 Fantasia Film Festival and is being released courtesy of IFC Midnight, March 12th, 2021. It's a Canadian production and filmed in Alberta. It stars Julia Sarah Stone as a troubled young woman named Julia, who's 18 years old, presumably a senior in high school. She's run away from home for reasons we don't quite know, and she's kind of depending on the kindness of her friend Zoe, a schoolmate, whose mother's kind of sick of her staying the night, and she actually spends a lot of time on the playground. She has trouble sleeping, and we get recurring flashes of a scary shadowy figure in her nightmares. She stumbles upon an ad for a sleep study, pays $12 an hour. She enrolls. It seems like the perfect opportunity to be somewhere warm and safe and also get the rest that she desperately needs. But of course, as she embarks on that, more and more strange things begin to happen. She develops some boundary issues with two of the lab technicians, including Jeremy, who's also known as Riff, named for Riff Raff, the character from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, played by Landon Liboiron, and Anita, played by Carlee Ryski. And soon it becomes clear that the sleep study is really looking at something else, something about shared universal fear we have of a certain kind of very particular imagery. And then we kind of spin into a rabbit hole that ends on a W2EF moment that will make you want to go back and most likely rewatch it again, because it's tying together some things that maybe we thought were throwaway details, but it's the kind of ending that you'll either really dig it or you'll really hate it, because it goes in a completely different direction than what you're expecting, which I happen to really like. But it's underlying subtext about synchronicity and the shared primeval universal human fears I think are very interesting. You'll think of all kinds, and it's very impressively shot and filmed. There's lots of H.R. Giger elements about its the nightmare sequences, which of course are reminiscent of a point made in that documentary about the Alien franchise, Memory, the origins of Alien, which asserted that part of the reason that had such a cultural impact was because of it's ingrained in our primal hardwiring, if you will, to be afraid and kind of compelled by those kind of forces. Philip K. Dick is brought up, and of course that might spin you off into a rabbit hole of Rodney Asher's Glitch in the Matrix, or even his previous documentary, The Nightmare. Just all kinds of interesting, fascinating things. And one of the best assets is a stunning score from Electric Youth and Pilot Priest, which is reminiscent of all of those beautiful 1980s synth John Carpenter Vangelis scores. And so Anthony Scott Burns, whose previous film was Our House, does a really commendable job in a lot of levels. However, some of the dialogue does tend to take one out, as do a lot of the supporting performances, in ways which are disappointing, because as the lead, Julia Sarah Stone is really compelling and very intense and interesting to watch. Overall, I would give Come True 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you.
Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.